Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm Braden. This is Tim. Second Legacy is the place, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today, we have something. It's huge. It's massive. YouTube is on the hot seat. The district attorney of New York is going after YouTube for the crime of videos on ghost guns, Tim. Videos around ghost guns. They did it, and they're guilty, and we're going to get to the bottom of this because Alvin Bragg is on the case. That's what we're going to talk about today, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. With that, Tim, oh my goodness gracious, Tim.
Yes, talk to
Manhattan. Tim, Manhattan. It's about time that something has been done from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office about a international company making videos. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they're not making them. They're just hosting them.
Oh, it's the same.
Net neutrality.
Oh, they're guilty. They're guilty, and you know it. Well, it turns out, thank goodness, that we have a champion of people's safety in DA of Manhattan, Alvin Bragg, because, Tim, he has put YouTube on notice for online ghost gun materials.
Yeah. Is he making threats towards YouTube? Like, we're going to sue you?
No. It's even better than that, Tim. This is purest leftist dribble. He is demanding a meeting with YouTube, with him and his people in his office.
Give to me meeting now.
He does. Give meeting to me. He is merely and subtly asking for the entire algorithm to be changed. And just for safety, to really drive it home, he wants all recommendations removed. Because for safety, Tim.
Oh, so if you post a gun video, you can't recommend it anymore.
Exactly. It's a small ask.
So, it is for YouTube, actually. Sorry to our rep. But you know, it's true. I mean, we just went through multiple iterations over the last few years of YouTube radically changing its firearms policies. And this is something I've been dealing with, gosh, man, for a decade. 10, 11, 12 years? At least a decade. I've been on hunts in Texas years ago and no internet access. And all of a sudden I start getting emails from YouTube. You know, you're about to get your account suspended and banned because they just decided arbitrarily to wake up and modify the algorithm. And now you can't show a rifle with a 30-round magazine in it.
Oh, that was a fun one.
And then you can't screw a suppressor on, and then you can't do this.
Manufacturing. Can't do it.
And they do all this stuff. You just wake up and your whole livelihood is hanging in the balance of some random YouTube algorithm change. But then we've walked almost 90% of those back, right? They come out strong and they cripple us, they disable us, they even ban some of us. We get the accounts back, we get unlocked, and then they change their policy back to a more neutral stance. So it's not uncommon. I mean, he probably knows this, right? I don't think it's a secret.
Yeah. Oh, we get to that. Okay. I got receipts.
Okay.
I got receipts. Yeah, continue.
All right. Because YouTube would probably want to have this meeting. I mean, I don't think this is a threat to them.
Well, this is the funny part. Oh no, it's not a threat, like an actual threat. The point that I'm trying to drive home here is just the ego and the arrogance and the entitlement of a district attorney in Manhattan. Like he's pulling a Letitia James. He's like, I can indict President Trump. Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to get him. It's all good. I'm not going to let any criminals out, but I'm going to get that Trumpy Trump. And YouTube, for safety, you're getting a letter demanding meetings.
Yeah.
It's just the entitlement is right on par. But
basically, he has it in his little head that he can, basically just control speech, right? First Amendment doesn't live here, kind of like the Second Amendment doesn't apparently live in New York, according to a judge.
A judge.
So apparently the First Amendment does not exist in the state of New York, but it does not exist anywhere else in the nation. YouTube,
nope.
Take it down now. You cannot allow people to say things that are on their minds or express freedom of speech, especially when we're talking about things that are constitutionally protected. That is not acceptable.
That's right. Well, I have the letter.
Okay, let's have the letter.
I do, and we're going to... it's going to be good. We're going to dive into it for a second, but I would like to start out with YouTube's response because one of my favorite things about this letter, it doesn't specifically cite any video. It provides no evidence of any nature whatsoever. And so YouTube just goes, in a statement, a YouTube spokesperson said the company prohibits content instructing viewers how to make ghost guns or 3D printed guns, adding, quote, "We'll carefully review any videos the Manhattan DA's office shares with us. We recognize our work in this area is never done, and we remain committed to removing any content that violates our policies," because all the stuff that they're accusing them of already violates the policy.
Right. So just so people know, Yeah, like we don't do 3D gun videos. I haven't even done a Polymer 80 video. It's just not my thing, right? I am not mechanically inclined. I don't build things. I break things. And so it's true. I mean,
Preach.
I do. Everything
totally
I touch, I break. Literally, we laugh about it. Every single time we go to the range to film something, I manage to break something. But anyway, so that's just not my thing. But YouTube has made those changes. And it slipped my mind until I just read this. You're absolutely right, Braden. They have had a policy for a little while now against, showing how to mill out a Polymer 80 or showing how to 3D print something and turn it into a working firearm. They've had that policy there. So apparently the DA doesn't really know what's going on over at YouTube, but he's going to assert his will anyway, right?
Oh, yeah. We got to have a conversation about the rules you already have in place in order to make more rules to reinforce the exact same rules that are already in place that we didn't reference with no specificity.
Yeah.
It is such leftist gun control BS because that's all they ever do. But anyway, I got the letter. I'm going to throw some details here. 3, you got the letterhead, all fancy schmancy, because nothing like a political actor in a law enforcement role trying to exert their will nationally. This is kind of how it starts off. To the chief executive officer of YouTube, I am writing in my capacity as the Manhattan District Attorney about concerns over YouTube's hosting of videos on how to make and manufacture so-called ghost guns, as well as the algorithms that push these videos onto the screens of young children. Someone doesn't know how YouTube works.
Yeah, well,
because it doesn't say, "Ooh, look, children, get bad video to them."
Right. The algorithms are actually quite intelligent, and they're based upon your viewing habits.
Correct.
So what it's going to feed you is stuff that it's determined you like to watch. So whose fault is that?
Correct.
YouTube's?
Well,
YouTube is at fault for what you like to watch.
Accusation. That's actually the accusation, because what they're saying, and I'm going to get into this in a second, but at a high level, they made fake accounts of 9 and 14-year-old little boys, and they were watching video games like Call of Duty, and they recommended guns, Tim, ghost guns nonetheless, which I find very, very questionable, because on YouTube, from our own personal experience, if you put something up that violates the policies even closely with guns or manufacturing guns, because they changed that definition of what manufacturing was, like reloading a magazine or 30-round mags, you can't have 30 gunshots in the video. The algorithm is so intelligent.
Yeah.
You're sitting here telling me that it just goes guns are running amok on YouTube.
Yep. The algorithm listens to every word spoken. It listens for gunfire.
Every sound.
It's extremely intelligent in terms of when it's looking for stuff, and it's going to err on the side of just taking the video down and not allowing you to post it. And then you have to appeal and actually have a human look at it. But the algorithm favors being restrictive, more restrictive. So.
Well, it favors safety. So it says,
I wouldn't call it safety.
If there's a chance, no, I'm talking about in the way they've programmed it. I mean,
okay.
So it errs on the side of conservatism in this one regard, where it goes, well, just in case it's something that we don't like, we're going to go ahead and hide that one for a minute until the appeals process comes in and a human gets involved.
Right.
That's the way it works. The algorithm goes out and says, wait a minute, I heard 30 very large, high-pitched sounds very quickly together. Flag, hold on a second, what's that?
Yeah.
Here's
them and counts them. Yeah,
exactly. And then it lays them out. I mean, it's pretty crazy. But I wonder if this right here had anything to do with what we're looking at, Tim. I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. This is number 5. Letters sent to YouTube from Everytown for Gun Safety in 2021 and the United States Senate in 2022 both detail how YouTube's community guidelines specifically prohibit content instructing viewers on how to create these guns. So they even say they know they're against the rules, but they still want to do them anyway. And the thing that I love about this is they are referencing the Everytown for Gun Safety in 2022 or 2021 letter. That was literally all about increasing basically scrutiny on anybody, political gun channels, all of us. Mm-hmm. And then the 2022 U.S. Senate one, that wasn't the whole Senate. That was Elizabeth Warren and like 5 or 6 leftist gun controlling Democrats in the Senate. So all they're doing is someone at Everytown for Gun Safety, this is my thought, is going, hey, we need some more letters and some more pressure on YouTube. Who can we get? Well, we already got the senators. We got Everytown for Gun Safety, but that's too easy. Have we tried the Manhattan DA? Yeah. He seems to be willing to indict a ham sandwich.
Right. Yeah. No, that's true. And the other thing that I find particularly entertaining about this is the internet is a very big place, and they're focusing all their efforts on shutting YouTube up and restricting what they can show on their platform, but they just kind of ignore the fact that the internet is massive and all this information exists out there anyway. If somebody's looking for this information, it is not hard to find, and it isn't on YouTube. So it's like they're trying to run around, stick their fingers in the dam, with all these holes popping out everywhere. Like this is a fool's errand at best. And this is just politically motivated. And I don't think that they're not really, I don't think they're as focused on the actual outcome. They're just focused on making the statement, getting it publicized, and taking the political credit for it. Like, look what we've done. We stood up to YouTube.
That's exactly.
It's accomplished absolutely nothing.
Trying to pressure YouTube.
Yeah.
They're trying to pressure YouTube because every time that they do this, there's always some movement we see 5-6 weeks later, and always something always pokes somewhere.
Yeah, it's usually a bowel movement.
That's what they're trying to do. Yeah, they're trying to nudge YouTube and force them into doing something through political pressure, like what we're talking about. But let me show you the charges that were laid out by the illustrious Alvin Bragg. This is number 7. Perhaps even more troubling, these are the accounts they created, is the publicly reported evidence that these videos should not be available are being actively pushed by YouTube's algorithm to minors who begin watching clips of video games. In 2023, a study by Tech Transparency Project created 4 test YouTube accounts, 2 identify as 9-year-old boys and 2 identify as 14-year-old boys, which I think is funny that they can say boys and girls now because in any other context, you can't even identify those. Anyway, and use these accounts to play at least 100 gaming videos. The YouTube algorithm then began pushing content on shootings and weapons, including instructional videos about ghost guns, to all 4 accounts, regardless of whether the accounts interacted with the recommended videos or not. These videos not only violated the community guidelines, but they were not even age restricted. Additionally, even for parents actively trying to keep their children safe, there's no way to turn off the YouTube recommendation system because the entire thing is built on the recommendation system, you moron.
It's like there's billions of videos that are there. And these algorithms have been evolving. So stuff that existed before the algorithms are trying to keep up with new videos being posted to the tune of millions a day. And so they slowly go back. Like I'll get a ding on a video that's 15 years old sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's just because the algorithm finally had some free time to start scanning old videos. And so if YouTube were to bend to the will of all these political hacks, it would cost them untold millions to try to go through all of the billions of pieces of content they have, looking for anything that might offend these little panty waist morons. And so it's almost comical reading this. I just, wow. But I also have the question, like they're worried about boys, teenage boys, no girls. I wonder why that is. Maybe it's because they don't know what a girl is. I'm sorry. I know what that.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, I'm shocked they were even able to label boys.
But maybe
they probably should have said like 9 and 14-year-old humans.
See, the thing I think about is it's always about saving the children. Here we're talking about children again.
Every time.
It's always about saving the children. And so now I'm starting to make the connection because, how many times have we talked about, well, they support abortion and aborting children, but then they're concerned about the ones that make it out of the womb all of a sudden. There's a certain paradigm shift there, right? Like, we just don't care about you. You're not human. Oh, now you're human. Now we care about you. So maybe the whole reason they support abortion is because they're really trying to help children. They're trying to keep them from being exposed to guns on YouTube. So the more they can abort, the more that they can protect. I don't know. I don't know.
No, I see it. It makes total sense. No, I think
I'm trying to think like a leftist
on the board.
Here.
I
took the dumb pill this morning.
You kind of have to do one of these. Facebook post, Twitter a virtue signal. I think I see the math though, Tim.
Yeah,
that's good. I like that. So
they can never see the gun videos if they're never born. So
if they never existed, you're right. You save them.
Saving the world.
Exactly right. Yes, one video view at a time. No, you're exactly right. So it's women's choice issue. How dare you, woman doctor? Unless that baby happens to get through the gauntlet. Baby gets through the gauntlet, all of a sudden, Second Amendment activists are waiting here to put guns in their hands the second that they're 3. I mean, that's yes.
You're just better off aborting the child.
Total sense.
The choice between the child being exposed to firearms and abortion, clearly abortion is the better choice.
But you know what's crazy about that though? That just struck what you just said, just struck a nerve. They've actually put out. Remember, I don't remember if you I don't know if you recall this. But in 2020 election, Stacey Abrams in Georgia was saying that abortion was an economic issue too.
It certainly is.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
she was talking about, well, if they're going to be born into poverty anyway, you might as
Just
well
get rid of
just
them.
save them the poverty exposure.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, okie dokie.
And the other thing that they never want to talk about is, I know we're off on the rumble strip here, but they never want to talk about the fact that most of these abortions are in, or most of these abortion clinics, most of the abortions are in minority neighborhoods.
Don't you say, oh my God.
It's racism. The whole basis of Planned Parenthood was based on racism and trying.
We try not to talk about that, Tim.
But I'm trying to highlight the hypocrisy of these people. They pretend to be all caring and they just want to save the children, the ones we don't kill, and the black ones don't count. But everybody else, we're trying to save them.
Oh, don't you say that name, Margaret Sanger. Oh,
you did it. That's her. Google the name, folks.
Look at
if you think I'm making this up, Planned Parenthood.
This is true.
It is. Was purely designed to exterminate minorities in this country.
Euthanasia.
And this is the group that the left globs onto. The left globs onto to senators like Byrd, who was a Klans member. They glob onto all these things. I mean, you have pictures of Biden and all these, and the Clintons hanging out with this guy. It's just
100%.
And yet somehow they still get the minority vote, which drives me nuts. They hate you and using you for votes.
Well, they are losing a big portion of that. The monolith is breaking, but that is 100% correct. Before we get back to a letter of YouTube, somehow we got here, but it doesn't matter. We got here. It's a great place. So Margaret Sanger, one of Hillary Clinton's favorite people in history, one of her heroes, started Planned Parenthood with the express purpose of killing an entire race.
Yes,
and it wasn't whiteys. I'm telling you, this is like some of the most
stuff
dark,
up, folks. Google it.
Dastardly stuff that you can imagine.
Yep.
Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood. Whoops. Anyway,
been trying to tell you all along, these people are the bigots. Look what's going on right now in college campuses across the nation, and yet they want to tell you that they're the group of the party of inclusion. We just love everybody, but we want you all dead. But we love you. I mean,
we love you unless you disagree, in which case, die in an intifada.
Yeah,
right. Like,
just unbelievable hypocrisy from these people.
It really is insane. But it's not hypocrisy if they don't recognize it. No self-awareness. But now back into a safer zone. We've gotten back away from incoming traffic.
Now that we've experienced the algorithms ourselves this morning.
Yeah, exactly. Like that bot. Hey, this is a good video to test that on. Well, here's small changes, Tim. Such small changes. They're meager. They're modest. That's what they're asking for. You got to really. They're not modest at all. All right, so this is number 8. There are numerous examples of YouTube removing videos once they're called out by gun safety groups in the media. I wonder if that has anything to do with this letter. This signals to me that YouTube does stand by its community guidelines. However, these reactive strategies do not go far enough, Tim. YouTube must revise its content moderation strategies to take a proactive role in both making sure that current videos demonstrating how to create ghost guns are removed and future videos are prohibited from being uploaded. Additionally, YouTube must modify its algorithms to immediately stop recommending videos with violent content, including those modeling ghost guns to children. There should also be an option to turn off recommendations altogether for those who choose. I believe these steps are a public safety imperative to protect New York City residents and especially our children from going down a dangerous path. So, some meager questions and asks.
They need to be a little bit more clear. The unaborted children. We want to protect the unaborted children. This is interesting. So he's basically placing a demand on YouTube to invest how many millions of dollars in just basically rewriting their algorithms and their upload features. YouTube, you have a responsibility to spend millions of dollars to meet my demands. Are you gonna help fund this?
Honestly,
you're gonna take some of your COVID money there and funnel it over to YouTube to pay for this rewrite of all their algorithms? I mean, I just love how politicians make demands of companies and just expect them to stomach the costs, which then get passed along to consumers, right, and causes all of our livings to go up. These morons. What doesn't Bragg just hold a bake sale? Right? Didn't Hillary Clinton want to do that? and let's just hold a bake sale, sell some cookies, and we'll just give that money to YouTube so they can rewrite their algorithms. He doesn't make any offer of compensation. Just do it. Darn you.
Yeah. It's just so, I mean, it's so simple though, Tim. Just turn off all your recommendations, which is the lifeblood of YouTube, because we know that as creators. If you don't have recommendations, you've got nothing. If you just stop videos from being uploaded preemptively, you just abort those videos. I mean, Ooh, awkward. But it's okay, Tim, because he's not just telling them what to do. He's here to help. You want to see how he's here to help?
Oh, joy.
This is number 9. He's here. In order to facilitate these necessary changes, I respectfully request a meeting with representatives from YouTube and the members of my office. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office is committed to working with you to curb the rise of ghost guns and keep our children and community safe. Hey, Tim, quick question. Are ghost guns legal in New York?
No. And how many times does he say children in this email?
300,000.
Jeez.
It's for the children. It's for the children.
It's the children.
Don't you
and we don't want the children doing this, and the children are going down a dangerous path, and it's the children, and we're really concerned about the children, and the children, and the children, and the children, and the children.
The children.
Guns, children, guns.
Have you heard about the children?
Yeah. Jeez, dude. It's like they get so wrapped up in their own narrative that they can't even see that. It's like people that go, and I like, you know, like we were over here like this, like he uses children like that. We want to say totally. Children, and the children, we, you know, today in New York's policy, the children, we, you know,
did we mention
it's his version
children?
Of
Well, it's like they went, this is what they did, Tim. This is so simple. It's so obvious. They put it into the liberal machine talking points, matter creator thing. They said ghost guns as an input, and they put children, and then they went go, and it just went ghost guns, children.
Yeah. Right.
Just repeat this 400 times, it'll work.
Right. It's for the children, folks. Well, anyway, thanks for this, you know, interference in our livelihoods there, Mr. DA. We're greatly appreciative of you trying to save the children. And folks, let us know what you think about all this down in the comments field down below. I mean, do you support him? I seriously doubt you do if you're watching this video, but let us know. Thank you for watching Second Legacy, and we'll talk to you guys soon.